Hey, this is the Fight Nerd here at the Bellator Press Event. I'm here now with lightweight champion Will Brooks. Will, how does it feel to be champ?
It feels great, man. It's a different thing. I'm still trying to get used to it all. This is something that came a lot quicker than what I was expecting. But I'm enjoying myself, man. I really not trying to be a champion. Just trying to be just a regular person and trying to motivate other people to do something great in life, man. And I'm excited to have this opportunity.
Yeah, it was absolutely an impressive performance against Chandler. Have you had a chance to watch the fight again and really look at what you did?
Yeah, I did. I watched the fight. I actually jumped online the night of the fight, like right after the fight. I jumped online to try to watch it just because I was still pretty excited about it. I was still really excited about my performance, and not just a performance, but the different things that I was able to change as far as, a lot of people had me pegged as a wrestler coming out of the tournament and going into that fight and being able to compete against a guy like Michael Chandler and come out and, put on a striking display of things that I've been learning. I was really excited to see some things that I had done and, see some things that I needed to change. And I watched the replay when they replayed it on TV, and I was actually on social media, like kind of, I guess, doing my little bit of a commentating through the whole fight with the fans and everything. So, yeah, I've watched it a couple times.
So, looking back in this fight, did you ever expect you would be fighting Michael Chandler this quick and have the outcome turn out the way it did?
No, I didn't think I would be fighting him so soon, That's why I was in the gym trying to prepare and get ready and build myself up and get better as a fighter and really focus on my striking. But, man, as far as winning a fight, I've always believed that I could beat anybody, we don't go into these fights thinking that we're going to lose the fight, we go into these fights believing that we could beat anybody. So when I got the call to fight Michael Chandler, I never thought about losing. I thought about this is a great opportunity to go out there and do my thing, and I went out there and did my job, and I came out with a victory, and there's no point in my life where I'll ever believe, no matter who's across the cage from me, that I'll lose that fight. I just don't believe it.
Now, got to ask, of course, about Eddie Alvarez, who is also lightweight champion, I guess we should say. Since right now, I guess Bellator considers you to be the interim champion. Alvarez did an interview a little while back ago where he said that your belt is more like a trophy, not the actual belt. Do you take any offense to that comment?
No, not at all, man. I think, man, I've been playing sports my whole entire life. We've gotten trophies, we've gotten medals, I've gotten all types of different things. It is a trophy. It is something it's a trophy to show people that, man, I've been victorious in my life. I've overcome certain situations in my life, and now I have, for a long time I saw myself as a champion. Now they've given me a belt. I got this trophy, and I'm gonna carry it. I'm gonna do whatever I can to make people understand that, I'm here not just for a belt. I'm here to just show people that, I'm victorious. So, It is a trophy. He's got a trophy too. He's got a trophy for putting in all his hard work. And if that's what it's called, then that's what it's called. It doesn't matter to me. I still got mine, It is what it is.
Has there been any talk about a unification bout yet between you two guys? Obviously that has to be in the works. Has there been any discussions yet as to when?
There's been a couple whispers here and there, but nothing final. I think Eddie's got his whole personal thing with Bellator still, if he's going to stay, if he's going to go. I know he was talking about being released or something like that for a long time. They were going through all that, so I'm not completely sure exactly on how that's going to be working. So. But yeah, man, I just kind of been hanging back, man. I've heard some whispers about something possibly for November, but nothing as far as a fight scheduled. So I'm not really sure exactly what's going on. But I also think it's because Bellator's been going through a lot of changes, and different people have stepped in and different people have left and different things like that. So and they're trying to go in a different direction with Bellator. So I've been kind of hanging back and waiting on them to just tell me what's going to happen next. So I'm just kind of pretty much playing it as a fighter/fan right now, and just I'm hanging out with everybody else,
That's a good way to put it. Now, you did mention those changes now. Scott Coker took over Bellator in a huge announcement. What was your initial reaction to hearing that Coker was in and Bjorn was out?
It was my initial reaction was just being really, I guess, shocked and surprised, just because I think it was maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks before that. I was actually in California, and I was talking with Bjorn, and we were in his office, and we were all hanging out, and we were talking, and we were talking about the future of Bellator, my future with Bellator, different things, and it just didn't. The conversation never felt like he was ever going to be stepping down. And actually, we were talking about the future, So 2 weeks later, all of a sudden you get all this stuff in the media about how he's stepping down and doing this and doing that. Like, that was really surprising to me, and I think it was surprising to the fans also. So again, me being a fan of the sport, it was very shocking and surprising. But at the same time, I've always been a realist, and I understand that these things happen. This is the nature of the beast in any company, in any organization, in any field of work. Like, there's always going to be changes and people stepping down and people stepping in. So it is what it is.
Now, with Scott Coker in, are there any changes you'd like to see him implement in Bellator now during his new regime, I guess we call it?
No, I mean, I think some of the changes that I personally had, I think they've already got their changes. Only changes I ever wanted to implement was to the tournament. I think just making it so where it wasn't so clogged up, making it so where everybody had an opportunity to really put their faces out there and be promoted in the best way possible. So, but now that they're actually just eliminating the tournament, well, there goes my idea out the window. So I got nothing else to say. I'm just kind of hanging out and just waiting for these guys to figure out what the next steps are and just do my job as a fighter and try to be one of the faces of the organization and interact with the fans, interact with the people, and just help this company continue growth, and be a part of it. So
there was a recent interview you did where you discussed a lot of your hardships before getting into Bellator. I heard you were living in like an abandoned bookstore or something like that. So I don't really know much about your personal life. I don't know how much you want to share, but I'd love to hear like that story. What led up to that, and what kept you driven so much to just keep training MMA and think that this is going to be what you do for the rest of your life?
Man, I mean, I think it was just life. I think life puts different situations in front of us, and sometimes we overcome them. Sometimes these different situations, knock us to the ground, and we have a hard time getting up. For me, I'm just like everybody else. I'm a human being. For a little bit, I was knocked down by several different things that happened in my life. Life put different situations in front of me that, just almost different situations where I almost lost my life, different situations where I almost wanted to take my life, just being depressed and different things like that. But I think over time, being the person that I am, being a true believer and being positive and being dedicated to something and just putting in hard work and a desire to be better than what you are at the time, and just to get better and evolve as a person. I think that's what really helped me through some of the situations that I was in. And, I was trying to make some of the sacrifices that I had to. And, I just kind of had like a little bit of a nervous breakdown, and just was like, what, I'm just gonna put my nose down, put my head down. I'm just gonna grind through it, and I made the sacrifices. I put myself in a situation where I had to sleep in my car. I had to, put myself in desperation mode where I had to go and, I lost my car, and then I ended up trying to find a new place and just happened to be walking, and I did what I had to do, and just because I didn't want to go back and ask somebody for help. I wanted to be able to say that I did it on my own, and I just grinded through all of it. And I think more people need to be able to do that and just say that they did it on their own. They didn't break down and fall apart and run and ask somebody for a handout. Like, you swallowed your pride, did what you had to do to get to where you wanted, and now that I'm here, I'm trying to just share my story and let people know what I've been through, and how life will throw so many different things at you, but if you're just not willing to just be knocked down and just stay down, if you're willing to stand up and just work hard, that incredible things can happen to anybody, and that's why I'm here today.
It's a great story, really inspirational stuff, and I'm so excited that you're champion and
thank you,
making
man.
now Bellator.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Will Brooks, Bellator lightweight champion, and good luck. Hopefully we get to see you fight Alvarez real soon.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Take care.